In this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 problem-solving strategies. The first one I'm going to go over is the algorithm. An algorithm is a methodical, logical rule or procedure that guarantees you will solve a particular problem. I'll give you all 3 definitions and then I'll give you examples to make it make a little more sense. The next type of problem-solving strategy is a heuristic. A heuristic is a simple thinking strategy, and it often allows you to make judgments and solve problems efficiently. And in class, we'll go over an exercise that uses the availability heuristic, which is the one you need to know about for your test. And then finally, you have insight. Insight is a sudden realization of the solution to a problem. And that contrasts with strategy-based solutions, like the algorithm and heuristic. So examples for each of these. One example would be making pancakes. So say you and your family make pancakes every Saturday. I know in my family we do that. And the majority of the time, I am the one that whips up the pancake batter. And so I have been doing this for multiple years, every single week. I don't use a recipe anymore. I have it in my head. And my husband, if he's going to be the one to make the pancakes, he's going to use a recipe. He does not have it memorized enough that he can just whip it together. So there are pros and cons to each of these techniques. The use of the recipe would be like an algorithm. Me whipping them together is going to be a heuristic. The majority of the time, the benefit to me doing it is that it's fast. We are eating pancakes quickly. It is not taking a lot of time. But every once in a while, something goes wrong with that recipe unintentionally, and they're off. They're just not as good of pancakes. When my husband does them, the pancakes are always going to come out because he is following that recipe line by line. They're always going to taste good. However, it's going to take significantly longer for us to be eating because he has to go step by step through that recipe. So that's the difference between algorithm and heuristics. Algorithms are accurate. You are going to get the right answer. You're going to end up with a good pancake, but they're time consuming. It's a step-by-step process. It takes a while. Whereas heuristics are efficient, they're quick, however, they are prone to error. You're not always going to get the correct answer because you're going with that first thing that comes to mind versus a step-by-step process. And then insight, again, you're not really using a strategy. It just is that aha moment. It kind of just comes to you. So for example, in your book, it talks about crab, sauce, and pine. And what is one word that can make a compound word with each of these? So you can think about it for a second. Maybe it's not easy for it to come to mind immediately, but if I tell you that that word is a fruit, all of a sudden it might come to you in that aha moment. Oh yeah, it must be apple, because you can have crab apple, applesauce, and pineapple. That would be that aha moment, the insight, where it's that sudden realization. So these are 3 ways you can solve a problem. You can do a step-by-step process. You can use a strategy that is efficient but error-prone. Oftentimes it's the first thing that comes to mind. Or you can do a non-strategy one where it's just that aha moment. It kind of just comes to you. So that is it for problem solving. And again, in class, we'll do a couple of examples connected to these.